All right, and welcome back to another First and 20 podcast. I am joined, as always, by
Matt. I thought you were going to introduce me, but yeah, I'm here, as always. Nearly wasn't because my internet is bungus right now, but I'm surviving off of costly phone data. Darius, how's your internet?
my internet is a little bit worse than it was. We had Verizon, now we had to go back to Spectrum. So the Wi-Fi ain't the best, but we're fine. We're chilling. Anyway, so on today's First and 20 NFL podcast, we bring to you Week 4. And what we are going to be doing in today's podcast is giving you a couple of new topics. So we're going to say, what's the word? We'll get more to that. So that's topic number 1. We'll get more to that in a second. Best fantasy pickup. Matt is going to try to sway the audience on Lamar Jackson. If it's he's going to die in this hill. Pick the line as always, and Super Bowl predictions. So for time's sake, let's just get right into it. So what's the word? So you may not know what this means, and Matt, I don't even think knows what this means.
I have no idea what this means.
Okay, so on PTI, pardon the interruption, I don't know if you've ever seen that show, but they do...
I watched it yesterday.
Oh, sweet. So you're familiar with it then. So they do a segment where they go over a bunch of topics, and they summarize it in one word, sometimes two, typically one. So, since me and Matt live in such differing geographic circumstances, I want to say how the morale of his own geographic fan base is. So, Matt, why don't you tell them where you live, who the main fan base is, or who the main following team is, and how are people's morale there?
I live in northern New Hampshire, Coos County currently.
So you are literally in New England, straight up. Like you are more New England than Boston.
New England. I don't think so. They have a lot of weird little accent things they do up here that I find to be traitorous to the New England culture. Like they don't even say bubbler; they call it a water fountain. Like, well, what's up with that? But I am in New England. Yes, I'm enough in New England that they
have
know
a
who
whole
Tom Brady
Vermont
is.
shielding you from not being in New England.
Yes, I do. I have a body, and that is Vermont. Where are you, Darius? Where is your location for the listeners?
Okay, so I am in upstate New York, and it's a sweet little mixture and blend of Canada, New York City, and New England, I'll say it's a little bit New England because we're so far upstate. Mm-hmm. So we're not, I'd say like 10% New England, 30% Canadian, 60%, 30% our own thing, 30% New York City. It's a cool little cultural blend.
Mm.
Okay, Matt, so tell me how the fans in basically the center of New England are reacting to the season, and how is their morale?
Move the center right down more towards 3 hours south in Boston. But the one Cowboys fan is angry every time I mention the Patriots, and everyone else I talk to about it is pretty okay right now. I'm a teacher, so I mostly talk to children who have no idea what's going on and don't know that we played the Eagles twice in the Super Bowl, but everyone else is pretty happy.
Okay. Do you have a word to summarize it?
Good.
Good. Okay.
I think that would be it. Yeah. Darius, in your sweet mosaic, I would call it, cultural mosaic.
Nice.
Of different places, what would you say that the morale is in the area right now?
So before I talk about that, let me focus one other thing on you. Are people nervous about this Week 4 matchup with Buffalo? Do you have anybody getting a little bit antsy in the local Dunkin' Donuts?
As far as I know, we only have one Dunkin'. Like, they aren't really New England. They only have one Dunkin' Donuts, and it's next to a burned down Radio Shack. No.
Interesting.
It's the Bills.
Okay.
As good as they get, like, you have Darius, for those who don't know, in the script, put a gif of Tom Brady getting his lights knocked out by a Bills defender. But New England's winning in the score, so it's fine. Yeah, no.
Okay,
I don't even think anyone
so
thinks
I
anything
thought
about
that
it.
you might be a little bit nervous, just because the Bills have such good staunch defense. I know the Patriots do as well. I don't, so that doesn't make you
I'm a
feel a
true
certain type of
defender.
way.
I'm a true defender of the Bills' defense. I have been there for a long time saying it is a decent defense. It's showing up. Only my grandfather was a little worried about it, but like I don't even think he watches football at all. Um, it's
Okay.
really not. They have a good defense, but their skill positions are weak outside of a slot receiver, which isn't that great. If that's like your best skill position, Frank Gore's good, but
Yeah.
Frank Gore can be stopped,
He's not
and
making
their
anybody
line isn't.
miss.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
line is not super duper good.
All right. So
Our
yeah.
line
So
is beat
Bill
up.
Simmons made an interesting point on his podcast today. That's the NFL pod I listen to the most regularly. He
Hmm.
said that his co-anchor of that segment made a good point. The last time the Bills beat the Patriots in a game that mattered was 2011, and back in
Hmm.
2011, it was this long ago. Planking was the hottest trend on the internet, and Dwight Howard was the best NBA player in the league. That's
Hmm.
how long 2011 was ago. And the only other time they've lost was in the Brady era, was when Bledsoe uh, came in and lost them, which almost resulted in Tom Brady being the quarterback. So I should say the Belichick era, not the Brady era.
Hmm.
So only 2 times. So yeah, you guys have. I think the stat holds true that the Tom Brady has more wins at the Ralph than Bills quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
That's
It.
definitely true, right?
I mean, to be honest with you, like I. The only thing I'd say is, oh no, we like have a weakish offensive line, but it's just not really a concern. Like they're a decent team. They're just realistically not the team I worry about. Um, our defense is pretty good. Our special teams were a weird problem last week, but yeah, it's not.
Gunner. All right, so let's see. We got to get into mine quick.
Okay, quick.
So my makeup of my area is, I would say, 50% Giants fans, 30% Bills fans, 10% Eagles fans, 5% Jets fans, 5% miscellaneous. That's what I would categorize mine. Giants fans are the older generation. Bills fans are the younger generation. Um, so my word or words are cautiously optimistic. The Bills are 3-0, so I will have them represent my area along with Daniel Jones, so it makes sense. Cautiously optimistic. They both go together. My professor in one of my grad school classes is a very big Bills fan. And because I said we're New Englandish and the Patriots have won 20 rings in the last 10 years, there's Patriots fans all over the place here. They make up the majority of the 5% miscellaneous. Um, she basically said to the professor, she was being snarky with him, and she said, and the Bills are going to lose on Sunday too. And what I found most interesting is not that she was being cocky, because obviously she has the right to be. They've won 20 Super Bowl rings in the last 10 years. He said, you're probably right. You don't even have to say that.
Yeah,
And this is a team that has not lost a game yet in 2019. So that sort of blew my mind. You would think that he would come back with a little bit more life, but he didn't. And it kind of showed
yeah,
the state of the Bills fans. Some aren't even optimistic. But
they could
anyways,
make the playoffs.
I
I
think
think
they
this
definitely
weekend.
will. I think they'll get to 10 wins. They still have Miami twice and the Jets one more time. That's at least 6 wins. They can pull out 4.
AFC
Um,
East teams do it, but okay, go.
okay, so next we have best fantasy pickup of week 4. Matt, who is your pickup? And then I'm going to throw a little bit of curveball at this.
My pickup. Uh, I don't want to say Daniel Jones. Everyone's saying, grab Daniel Jones, grab Danny
I had
Dimes.
a guy drop Wentz for Daniel Jones, and I thought about quitting the league at that right on spot.
Obviously Tom Brady is questionable, meaning he's out for the season and he's hurt. So you have to drop him to get Daniel Jones. We're just going to say that's obvious. Um,
I hope my
who was
fantasy
I?
league hears
Yeah. Um, who did I actually like? I went with a couple a week ago. They're like, dang, I still do not have many people that I like in this thing. Let me check my roster
that.
and see
Okay, well,
who's.
the main pickup of this
Oh,
week has been Wayne Goldman Jr., who is the new Giants back to
mm,
replace Saquon, which I'll get into on mine. But did you
oh
find
my
somebody?
God. Yes.
Okay.
Are you joking? ESPN still, still.
Rex Burkhead?
Cole Beasley is still rostered in less than 20% of leagues.
Okay. So what's the
Okay,
case for him?
decimal scoring is in my league, right? I think a lot of leagues do that nowadays. Most, maybe.
Yep.
Um, he PPR, I'd say, is the standard format too, right? He has had an average of 12 points a game. He is 14.8 last week, 12.3 the one before, and 9 his first week. He's consistently put up 9+ points, which, if you're talking about a guy that's rostered in less than 20% of leagues, isn't bad. That's consistent, like 10-point pickups. And he gets good targets, and Josh Allen's only getting more comfortable with him. I'd worry against the Patriots, but that could still make for a decent pickup.
Okay. Yeah.
Why?
He's
Why do people not pick up? What's the problem?
so as I said, my geography. People obviously jumped all over Beasley because it's Bills country around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. He has 23 targets in the last 3 games. That's over 7 targets a game. It's all about targets. He's gonna break loose for a touchdown too soon. Maybe not this week, but soon. Yeah, Beasley. Why is he only 10% owned in Yahoo?
What's
Okay,
going
my
on?
player. Mine is a little bit of a curveball. He's probably not a
Mm-hmm.
free agent in your league. So I'm going to indoctrinate a trade aspect in the best fantasy pickup because we didn't say that they have to be a free agent. We just said that you need to
Mm-hmm.
add them to your team as in a pickup. So right now, I think here's a little fantasy tip. I think Saquon Barkley is immensely undervalued right now. In 7 to 8 weeks, you will have one of the top 2 running backs in the NFL on your roster if you can pick him up now. My strategy is to think about not about week to week basis. It's all about what happens in the playoffs, right? Isn't that the Patriots motto?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season. It's all about winning in the playoffs. So if you can shelter a couple weeks without having a player that you need to give up for Saquon, do it because now's the time. I thought about offering Josh Jacobs for Saquon, and the guy accepted. So
Oh,
in 8 weeks, I will have Zeke and Saquon heading into the playoffs, hopefully, that I make. So that's my point. If you can find always buy low, sell high.
can I make a note on that?
Yes.
The economic term is he has potentially a medium or low floor.
Ooh.
You're buying very low, and the floor can be low because he could be out longer. You don't know when he's coming back. I actually did this once on Adrian Peterson. The floor can be low. AP
You
didn't
saw
play
that
that
with
year.
Antonio Brown this year, actually.
Yeah, like he can just straight up not play. But the ceiling is so stupid high. The potential for what he could be is so high and so good that how could you not do it? I totally agree. If you can pick up Saquon and stash him and get that extra roster spot like I did with Adrian Peterson, it's worth it. Just maybe someone dropped him, you know?
Nice. Okay. Moving on to the
To
next
Matt's
topic.
minute long,
So Matt
quick.
has a time of 1 minute. He cannot go over.
Okay.
This
Are you
is
buzzing me?
yes. I'm going to just start playing an obnoxious bell. So he's going to sway the audience on Lamar Jackson one way or the other. I'm simply only going to say whether I agree or disagree with his sentiment from the topic and what he thinks. And if you would like, you can participate as well and say if he has swayed your opinion or not. So, Matt, these are Matt's thoughts on Lamar Jackson, and his minute starts now.
I did not think he was the greatest quarterback since Mike Vick. That is a fact. Well, it's a fact because that is my opinion. What I did think is later in the game, I looked at him and said, this man can put his team back in a game that has been thoroughly bungled by his coach. His coach went for 2-point conversions, and I'm not saying this because Justin Tucker was on my fantasy team. I'm saying he gave away points
30 seconds.
So much, and it wasn't fair. Lamar Jackson several times had to take unnecessary risks and really try desperately to play his team back into the game. He nearly did, and I'm going to give him credit for that. He put a lot into a game
15
that
seconds.
His coach potentially lost with calls in the red zone about taking points or not taking points. I think I have time to spare.
There you go. You have 5 seconds left. All right, so let us know whether you agree with that. So, Matt, summarize that in one sentence. What is your main point for the fans?
Lamar Jackson is not great, but was competitive and pretty good. His coach messed up.
Okay. I can agree with that. I can get behind that. Now, let me ask you this, just as a follow-up. I don't know why this came to mind, but is Patrick Mahomes, is it rightfully already anointed that he is the best quarterback that Andy Reid has ever got to coach? Because I was kind of offended by that as an Eagles fan.
As a Donovan McNabb partisan.
You know my stance behind that. But I was thinking more of prime Vic, because he had Vic in the later years of his prime, back in 2010, 2011, and to already anoint Mahomes as the best QB got me a little bit offended.
I have a different opinion on Patrick Mahomes that really, really bothers me, and it just gets me kind of angry. The same thing, kind of. When people say he's the best quarterback they've ever seen or ever in the league, I've been watching for 20 years.
Recency bias.
Not even that. Like, I've been watching for 30, 20 years. He's the best one I've ever seen. And I've watched so long that means nothing. You said the same thing about Aaron Rodgers 10 years ago. How about you shut up about that, all right? He's the same type of quarterback. He does crazy, stupid, athletic things that work. If I had to teach someone to be a quarterback, I would show them nothing on Patrick Mahomes because he does stupid, risky things that work out because he is so skilled. It reminds me completely of Aaron Rodgers. And people say the same things that they did about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the best, most talented quarterback in the league.
Yeah, Matt actually brought this point up to me in our chat the other night. He made this point that Mahomes and Rodgers are the same QB, and I was trying to think of all the points in their game where I could disagree with it, but honestly, they perfectly align, and I couldn't think of a single comeback from him to even say. I was just like, yeah, you got it.
So
you're right. So
I kind of agree with you, though. It's like he is super talented, but Mike Vick was he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about Madden. Patrick Mahomes is really, really good.
Look it up for you kids at home.
Mike Vick had that
look up the
talent.
20. Either watch the Eagles Giants Miracle at the Meadowlands or watch the 2011 NFC wildcard round with them and the Packers.
Or
and
play
that was
any
true, or the Redskins Monday Night Football game, and you'll see true Michael Vick. And then I want you to compare those two.
I want you to play any Madden game from that era and play as Michael Vick.
Imagine Tyreek Hill, but with an arm.
I think that really gives a good example. You're just like, if someone has Mike Vick, they can't be stopped in that game. Yeah. And that gives you a good idea of what people thought of him and how good he was.
Yeah, if you put 05, 04 Vick in Madden 20 and make him an actual player, you will have people picking the Falcons over the Chiefs 10 out of 10 times. So we got to move this on. So we're going to try to keep this under 40 minutes. So pick the line. So we have
Pick the
about a
line.
15-minute round, so a minute on each game. So Matt, first up we have the Eagles at the Packers. Packers are 5.5-point favorite. Really quick, you introduce this game, and I will tally up last week's results.
Okay, we'll do. Kind of rough. Eagles came off a really tough loss. Carson Wentz put the ball in Aguilar's hands. A man saved babies falling from buildings, and his comment was that he didn't drop them, unlike Aguilar. That's pretty brutal.
And
that the first thing he thought of after
very sassy
saving
of that
lives.
man, of that grown adult. Very sassy.
Yeah, to Aguilar's credit, did you see what he did?
I did. I see that he invited the guy.
Yeah, he invited the guy to the game. Really good sport, Aguilar. You can't deny he's.
I didn't even think he played that poorly. I didn't watch the whole game, but
he's putting up good stats. Like, it's just a bad situation to be in. I don't know. Rough game. Thursday nights are always rough. I'll take the Eagles because they've been playing tough, gritty games and they've kept it competitive the whole time. I don't think Green Bay is going to win by more than 5 points. They haven't proved that they're that team.
Okay, tell me what the final of the Broncos-Packers game was.
Not so good for the Broncos.
Did they blow them out?
They relatively, yeah, 27-16.
Okay, so you won that one. Just so I will go just for time's sake. I'm going to pick the Eagles as well. 5.5 is a lot, especially for a Thursday night game, and a team was very talented in Philadelphia. Okay, Matt, you got the next one.
Titans-Falcons. Atlanta is at home, and they're favored at home by 4.
Wow.
Just for the sake of hate, I will not pick the Titans. Darius, you're probably picking the Titans?
The Falcons are random, but the Titans are even more random. So give me the Titans +4. I'll take the points. Do I think they're going to win? Am I still on the Titan wagon? Heck no. It's over. R.I.P.
You're the only one there.
It's gone. The bus is empty.
Okay.
So we're
next up. Patriots.
But I'm taking them. I'm taking them.
Yeah, you're taking the Titans.
So maybe I'm still there.
He's stepping
Foot
off
out the
bus,
door.
but he's not
Foot out
off
the
yet.
door.
Yeah. Next up, the Patriots are in Buffalo. 1 o'clock.
Woo.
Watch the game. It's going to be
Game of the week. Or maybe we're just biased.
Yeah, maybe not. No.
Two undefeated teams, but here's a cool stat. The teams that both teams have beat have a combined record of 0-16. True story. True story.
Wow. Brutal. The New England Patriots are favored by 7 in Buffalo. I'll obviously take the Patriots. Their defense has not allowed a touchdown this year, although their offense and their special teams have, which is something weird. But defense hasn't done it. Their defense is looking great. The offense looks goodish. We need some help and some health on the line, and the wide receiver needs to get a little picked up. Stidham, I'm bummed out. He didn't look super great, but he's a rookie. He can always get back. I hope he learns from that and gets better. His throw really didn't look good, and he didn't look incredible.
Gunner
made a rookie. They both made bad rookie mistakes. I hope they learned and get better.
Okay.
Darius, what's your take?
So results are in. Matt won yet again. 7-2. He blew me out the water. So he is winning 2 weeks to 1 week. Congrats.
Buckets. Just embrace the chaos.
Let's see. So we're talking about the Bills here. You picked the Pats, I'm assuming.
Bills Mafia, yeah.
Will tables be broken this week? You know it.
Obviously.
Will the Bills be
win or
winning
lose
this game with a win? No. Give me the Patriots -7. The Bills, like I say, easy schedule. Haven't beat anybody. Kansas City visiting Detroit. Both teams are undefeated. We have another undefeated matchup. Is this the game of the week? I'm not sure. But Kansas City is 7-point favorites on the road, and they are getting more points than they did against the Ravens last week at home. Interesting. Maybe. Matt, who are you going with here?
Lions. They're a
Ooh.
weird team. They win weird games. I think they'll do it, and then I think they'll completely crumble in the second half of this year. Chiefs, they've been getting stopped more and more. Mahomes has broken out a few times for like a quarter or two, but he's been stopped in games.
Okay.
And also, he has a bad fumble problem.
Interesting. So are you saying the Lions are going to win this?
I'm saying the Lions will keep it within 6 points.
Okay. Kansas City by 40 points.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty fair. Next up, we have the Raiders at the Colts. The Colts are favored by 6.5. They're 2-1. Gosh darn.
Wow.
Raiders are coming.
Vegas is finally respecting Indy.
Yeah, Raiders are coming off of another loss, if I'm correct.
We'll be saying that a few times, I'm imagining.
They're getting better. They're resetting the culture.
You keep saying that every week. So Colts minus 6.5. Who are you going with?
Give me Jacoby Brissett.
Wow.
Dude serves cookies to his teammates.
What a guy.
Such a nice dude. Always going with him. Such a good dude. Fonta's perfect kid.
Oh, he's still holding a gripe against perfect.
I will
strangers.
Always.
Wow. I think the Colts fans are really gonna galvanize here, but I can see Oakland just squeaking out a weird, making it at least close. Gruden and Carr, they played well week 1 against. Not saying the Colts are bad, but they're not one of the elite competition. I'll take Oakland plus 6.5. Probably a bad idea, but who knows? NFL is crazy. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers visiting the historically bad Dolphins. We've anointed them that. It's time. They've been given the crown. The Chargers are 16.5-point road favorites. Oh, my God. I'll say I'm picking the Chargers. Never going to pick the Dolphins. Ever.
Holy shit, that is such a line.
Yeah. Wait, are we allowed to swear? I'm kidding.
I've been trying to not swear. I've been really holding
This is a
back,
time where you can.
But seeing that line, I'm sorry, family friendly. Tell your kids that I'm a dummy. That I'm sorry, but 16.5. I guess you gotta pick the 1 and 2 team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sums it up. All right. Next we have the
Skins.
I don't want to watch them. I don't want to watch a second of this. We have the Redskins.
Daniel Jones
Visiting Danny Dimes, the savior. Giants fans have hope that they haven't had in a decade. Even when before they won the Super Bowl, the Giants are 3 points favorites at the Meadowlands. Matt, what are you going with?
I'm going with Danny Dimes. I don't know. He's a fun young quarterback.
Out of control right now.
Yeah, I hate the Redskins so much. They have a decent enough defense. I don't know.
Okay.
They have an exciting quarterback. Let's go with the Giants.
I'm gonna take everybody's money who is excited about this Jones, and I'm going to put it in my pockets. He's gonna throw 4 interceptions this game, is my prediction. Redskins defense is good. He lit up and was offensive player of the week against the Buccaneers, but it's the Buccaneers. Redskins ain't that bad. They're pretty bad, but they ain't that bad. They're not gonna lose to the Giants. Give me Washington. Next we have the Cleveland. I'll just call them Cleveland, visiting Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 7-point favorites against America's almost team of the summer and the team people thought were going to win the Super Bowl over the summer. 7-point favorites already, week 4. Matt, who are you going with here?
This is rough. This is game of the week territory. I really think the Browns are going to bounce back. I think it'll be a relatively closer game. Ravens might be a little sluggish. Browns could bounce. Browns can bounce back. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying they'll keep it closer.
The Ravens have been getting feisty, and they've been taking on the shoulder that everybody believed in the Browns, but nobody believed in them. So it's typically a good thing when the team believes nobody believes in them, and also they're the more talented team. 2018 Eagles season when we beat the Patriots. Take that. So yeah, give me Baltimore.
Hey, remember that time you guys invented a defense and we beat it in that game? That was really fun.
I don't. I only have memory of the last one we played. That was pretty good.
Nah, Darius was actually watching the Super Bowl with me. and he was a pretty good sport. He only taunted a little bit. Meanwhile, two people who didn't watch football there were just raking. They were just being so mean to me the whole time. And Darius, I think you can speak to it. At one point, I stopped talking and went full angry dad.
Yeah, Matt was straight up like when the kid, he wakes up at 6 in the morning and realizes his kid turned up the thermostat to 80 degrees.
Yeah,
He was not having it that night.
I was silent, and you could tell I was both nervous and furious. And my ex-girlfriend, who was there with me at the time, did not know what to do with it. She's like, I was scared. I was like, I appreciated you being there. She's like, I didn't know what to do. You were just so angry and so quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll speak more on that. So, yeah, that's another story. We got about 10 minutes left, though, to get through these. So we got Panthers visiting the Texans. Houston's 4.5-point favorites.
This is so depressing. Sure, I'll take the Panthers.
Wow.
Allen, fine. We'll say he's like a god or something. I don't know.
Are we just giving God to everybody at this point?
I'll give it to him. Let's see what he does. Maybe he's okay.
Where's the love for Houston? Is Allen really a god? He played the Cardinals. Houston's Deshaun Watson's really talented. I'll take Houston. Next we have what was almost the game of the week. If the Buccaneers had only made their field goal, we have the potentially 2-1, but now 1-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Los Angeles Rams in the Coliseum for the last year. The Rams are 10-point favorites. Vegas finally is believing in them. They've covered the spread of the last 3 straight weeks. Matt, who are you going with? This is a big line.
We have a little bit of time. We don't need to super duper rush. We have some time to let it fly. We have 10 minutes and we have like 6 games left. But the Buccaneers suck. They're just bad. But I want to take this time and I want to say 2 things. Number 1, Vontaze Burfict. If you're listening, who really cares if I hate you or not? Like, even hate's a strong word, but like, dude, you make more money than I ever will, so who really cares? But number 2, I want to shout out Mike Evans. Because this dude, everyone always mentions Randy Moss getting like 1,000 yards in each of his first 6 seasons, and no one's been able to do that. OBJ, no one. And Mike Evans is about to do that. Quietly, this dude is one of the best receivers in the entire league, with Jameis Mediocre, that is his actual nickname, Winston, Jameis Crablegs Winston, throwing the ball to the opposing defense every other pass. I don't know what you want to say other than, like, Mike Evans is a quietly underrated hero on the team who doesn't demand a trade even though they suck every year. I'm going to take the Rams.
Likewise. Give me the Rams. Jameis played a little bit better last week, but it was the Giants. Next we have the Seahawks visiting the Cardinals. Seattle is 5-point favorites on the road after losing. Oh no, you can't say that. Dude. They lost to Teddy. They lost to Teddy Two Gloves. That has been redacted, and the trademark can't. Okay, so that's all you can say then. If you're gonna still be doing that, so you're taking the Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.
Okay. Wow. The Cardinals are bad. I'm also going to have to take the Hawks. I'm not a believer. Okay.
Let's go Hawks. It's not going to stop till you pick them.
I picked them. I just did.
Good.
Seattle by 5. Should be more. I think the Cardinals are really bad.
Let's go Hawks.
Next we have the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Chicago Bears.
Chicago's favored by 2.5
the Bears,
in Chicago.
Bears favored by 2.5 here. Man,
fresh off a big old W, where Mitch Trubisky proved he's a hero and he's a god-tier quarterback, and he's clearly the best quarterback in the game. No, I guess. God, the Bears are a playoff team. Kirk Cousins cannot play against playoff teams, but Mitch Trubisky can't play against normal teams.
Yeah, I have no clue.
This is. I'm picking the Bears just because it's a guessing game.
This is a paradox right now.
Like, the Vikings are 0-1 away. The Bears are 0-1 home. Who do you pick?
So here's my rationale. So Minnesota needs the lead for Trubisky to be good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, the Bears need to score on defense or get Trubisky in field goal position to have a chance at scoring against the Vikings.
Yes.
So it's basically going to come down to the first possession. Whoever scores first is going to win. Kirk Cousins can't come back from behind, nor can Trubisky. So I'll just take the points just because it's a toss-up here. Like, absolutely no clue. No clue. Give me Minnesota just for the points. You took Chicago? Chicago?
Yes, I did. I took Chicago home. I don't think anyone knows what that is because that was a specific reference to where I was when they were playing the Bruins in the Stanley Cup. But God, this game of the week.
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
What a
game of the week. Right here. What a game to see. We'll go on to the next one.
We're just skipping it.
I picked the Bears, I guess, just because, you know, whatever. Jaguars, Broncos, they're in Denver. Denver's picked by 3. No one believes in the Minshew magic, but I do. I'm picking the Jaguars. Mustache magic right there.
So I'm a little bit concerned because I would think that the line would be higher and more geared towards the Jaguars, who are coming off 10 days of rest, and the Broncos, who have yet to win or get a sack on defense. This is an interesting one in my heart just because this was the other biggest line ever when Peyton Manning's Broncos hosted the horrible Jaguars when they were the joke of the league. I just want to say that has nothing to do with anything. But give me Jacksonville. Why are the Broncos favored here?
I don't think Gardner Minshew's great, but he can put up a fight against the Broncos. They have no sacks.
I'm confused. I'm scared. I feel like it's a trap.
I'm scared. I'm tired. I'm confused.
So this basically means it's going to be the Broncos. It's going to be the Broncos. Broncos are going to win this one.
It's like last night when I woke up at 4:10. I'm scared. I'm tired. I'm confused. And I just had a dream about some very confusing things. Okay, maybe the last part doesn't directly compare. But next up, we have the Cowboys at the Saints. Dallas is, favored by 2.5. People like Dallas, apparently. Oh, Darius.
You want me to?
This isn't about this game. I just saw the next game's matchup. I didn't even think of it.
Oh, no. We might have to just actually skip that one.
That is so depressing.
But we're not talking about that. We're not focusing on that one yet.
Okay. Oh, I want to talk about that next week. We'll put that on the docket. I'm picking the Saints. They're not a great team, especially with Drew Brees out. Drew Brees wasn't even the best to begin with, but he's a little overrated. He's still a good veteran quarterback that can get you in a game, but Saints are, I guess, talented enough all around. You know what? I'm picking. I deconvinced myself.
Wow.
I hate Jerry Jones and America's team, but I'm picking them.
Okay, here's your counter argument. Maybe I can sway you back. This is going to be a home crowd win. It's not going to have anything to do with the players. The crowd is going to win this game. It's going to be rocking. They've been tailgating all day in New Orleans, the part of the city where they are known for partying. The Cowboys haven't played anybody good, and Bridgewater, not the best, not the worst. I'll take the Saints. Give me the points. Did I sway you? Okay.
No, okay. For the sake of why not make it a toss up.
Okay. So we're not even going to talk about this last one. Do you have anything? We're just going to say who we pick. So Pittsburgh, just that we're punishing them. They're in timeout right now, both of these teams. We have Cincinnati visiting Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 4-point favorite. Matt, which of these two names are you going to say right now?
Let's go, Hawks. I hate these teams so much.
Dang it, I said they're in timeout. They don't get the attention. You're spending too much attention. Even negative attention is bad attention.
I hate these. I don't like either of them. God, the Steelers are favored by 4. That's too much. Let's say I don't want to do it because I know you'll get on me, but I'll pick the
Let's
Bengals.
go. Also Cincinnati +4 right here. So that is everything. As you know, we were at the exact 40-minute mark. It just hit it. So our last thing is really quick. We're gonna say our Super Bowl prediction. I think it's shifted every single week this year, other than Matt. He's stuck with the Seahawks. But I've switched every week. Matt, are you staying with Seattle and New England in your Super Bowl, even though Seattle lost at home by a lot to the Saints without their quarterback?
Are you familiar with the game Monster Seeking Monster?
No.
Okay, it's a dating game where you get to play as a monster. Well, it's like a fun party game where you get to play as a monster, and the whole point is you like jokingly flirt with other people at the party,
Okay.
and you get to like mess around and do funny things and like mess with each other. And I'm gonna do what I did in that game and be weirdly steady and consistent. I just dated one person the whole time, and his girlfriend was at the party, and we were like, "Yo, this is for real. This is love, my guy."
What is going on?
It was weird. We found each other the next game too. We didn't want to do it, but we did. No, it's a funny thing where we were like, let's do it. But same thing.
Okay.
Let's go Hawks
All right.
and the Patriots.
And the Patriots. So mine's gonna switch up a little bit. I am infatuated by Patrick Mahomes right now. I can't get enough of him. I want to watch every highlight of him. I'm going with the Chiefs instead of the Patriots. Take that, Matt. And I'm switching.
How's their defense looking?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes has lost his top receiver. They have 40-year-old LaShawn McCoy at the running back, and they're still winning. So try anything against him. Doesn't matter. He's Patrick Mahomes. And then who did I say last week? I forget who I said last. Do you remember by any chance for the NFC? Because I know it's different now.
Zero idea. Probably.
I went with the Rams, maybe.
Yeah, you might have.
I'm switching.
But
How about this one? I'm switching it up. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles is mine. They are perfectly underrated right now. Nobody believes in them. That's right where they want to be at. It's week 3. They've lost 2 out of 3 games. I mean, that's pretty normal. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs and Patriots did that last year. Yeah, Thursday night's big, but Thursday nights are weird. The Packers are also talented. I will say they'd be my second choice. It's going to get weird Thursday night, and that just plays well into what the Eagles want because the Packers are home. Give me the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I updated the Google Doc with notes for next week with a couple things I want to talk about.
That doesn't count.
Did you
Matt
see what
is
I
just
wrote?
furiously typing "Let's go Hawks" in the doc, and we can't talk about it. I thought you were gonna do something productive, be like, yeah, I wrote down in this who we pick for the Super Bowl each week, so we can know. It's getting ugly now. He's on the 3rd page. Okay, so that's going to conclude this week's podcast. We're at the 44-minute mark. Matt's counting part. I'm gonna say his for him. It's Let's Go Hawks. He's on page 8 right now. I don't know if my Google Doc has this much data to hold or this much storage.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
My
upgrade
final
your
word
Google.
is Happy Wednesday. You'll probably be hearing this on Thursday. Thursday night game is going to be really fun. Watch that instead of the Monday night game. But aside from that, happy football. It's going to be a fun week. A lot of undefeated teams going against each other.
Shout out to my boy Roanoke. Happy birthday to a former Division 1 lineman on both sides of the ball, and a little bit of a linebacker too. Congrats, man. Enjoy it, Twee. Watch football. Watch your beloved Giants and Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
Let's go Hawks.